Coming to you live from Iceworks in Syosset, you're listening to ACHA M3 Hockey here on LI Sports Network, Farmingdale, and the University of Delaware. Ryan Brannigan here with Wally Mitchell handling the technical support and the camera here tonight. I'll be manning the mic as Farmingdale and Delaware get set for both of their respective second games of this very early season. Take a peek into what they did in those games in just a moment, as we're going to hand things over to the PA announcer for the lineup reading and the anthem. Stay with us here on LI Sports Network. And that concludes the rendition of the anthem here tonight as we get set for puck drop, listening to LI Sports Network's coverage of ACHA M3. So let's get started with the visiting Delaware Blue Hens as they opened up their season with a 4-3 victory against MD2 Newman University. In that game, Jason Sassano, a goal and an assist, 2 points, as well as Quinn Scribner, who also chipped in a goal and an assist. Gavin Johns also chipping in on the score column with a goal in that game. Turn things over to the home team wearing the white and green. That, of course, being Farmingdale, as Farmingdale got things going with a victory against Fordham in their season opener, 4-1. Noah Lavoie, a goal and an assist in that one. Joey Paratori also chipping in a goal, as well as Joe Castellano, as we get set here for puck drop between Farmingdale and the Blue Hens of Delaware. We're underway. First period, early possession belonging to Delaware. Puck along the near wall, chipped out, or attempt to chip it out. We're Farmingdale. Now the puck free in the neutral zone. Controlled and sent up the near wall by Justin Roth. Into the O zone. Carrying across, chance early, and a save made. Loose in the high slot. Farmingdale take over. It's Ian Riberich. Riberich turns it over, however, in the O zone. Back come Delaware. And a nice back-checking play made by Riberich and LaFata. Or, pardon me, that's Castellano. Will send it in. Almost a minute gone here. Just the one shot toward Farmingdale's goaltender, that being P.J. Tersey here tonight. Saucer pass sent out of the zone by Lavoie. Hard after it is Chris D'Andrea. And attempting to take it away was Larry Lena. However, Delaware prevailed with the puck. However, turn right back over, and away come Farmingdale. In with speed, Lavoie has it poked off his stick. And so Farmingdale must regroup here in the neutral zone. Good takeaway by Lavoie, who comes right back in the O zone with speed. Knocked down, draws a penalty. And so the game's first power play, which doesn't take long to come to fruition, will belong to Farmingdale. Let's see if we have some live stats. Not looking like it's going to cooperate. Quick clear for the Blue Hens. And Farmingdale must go the full sheet. Turnover behind the net. Dangerous. However, unable to really get a shot through that time was Kyle Kosh. So away come the Rams. Into the zone with it is Donnie Pace. To the blue line. Lena. Far circle, shot, sharp angle is stopped and held by the Blue Hens netminder, that being 31, Andrew Gotti. So face off to the left of Gotti. One back by the Rams. Lena. Low wrist shot. No, it did not go in. Oh, it looked like it had, but the official says no goal. Back to Lena. Another wrist shot through traffic. And that's Donnie Pace. And now a penalty coming. Minute and 10 seconds of Rams power play left. And that is how much time we'll spend 4-on-4. Is off to the box is Ian Riberich. He was the player set up in front, not Pace. So 4 aside for the next minute and 10. Then an abbreviated Delaware power play, if all things stay equal. Lena spinning. Outlets to Lavoie. Headman pass hits D'Andrea. D'Andrea over the line. Coughs it up. Away come Delaware. They're going to reset for a moment. And now Cam Rafestanger ahead for Ryan and ACHA. Back here is Scribner. Scribner. Good puck movement here for Delaware. Vastola drive, and a save is made. P.J. Tersey making a couple of good saves early on here in this one. With 16:52, a little over 3 minutes gone by in this hockey game. D-to-D pass, Vastola across to Scribner. Down the wall, Farmingdale intercept. Now on the stick of ACHA. Delaware have the possession. Still 4-on-4. Another 10, and then a power play Delaware. They'll work it down to the near side. Vastola for a shot, left pass save, rebound. Oh, another save made. Great pair of saves made there by Tercey. Scribner. Down the wall, again. Farmingdale intercept. Now on the stick of ACHA. You see them work it back to the blue line. Have the possession. Still 4-on-4. Another 10, and then a power play Delaware. They'll work it down to the near side. Back to action. Long shot, save, rebound. It goes in. Delaware break the ice here on the power play. 1-0 Blue Hens. There by Tercey. Scribner. Down it is again. Farmingdale intercept. Here it is. Puck along the wall. Now on the stick of ACHA. You see them work it back to the blue line. Have the possession. Still 4-on-4. Gonna bounce around. Another 10. And then a power play Delaware. In front off a rebound. They'll work it down to the near side. Yeah, we got to see what's going on in our replays there. They're a little bit behind. Get that squared away. As the game moves along, 1-0 to the road team. Good start early here for the Blue Hens. Puck out of the zone. Grillo sends it back in. Stopping it in behind is Gotti. Nice lead pass. Springs forward the Blue Hens. Harnan. Check there by Grillo. Moved up the far wall, Riberich. And now possessed by Castellano. Grillo fires on goal, and it's held. All right. It's like a replay should be good to go now. Thank you, Wally. Turned over, chance here. Blue Hens right pad save made. Tercey rebound is played out of harm's way by Lena, who flips it ahead. Chance, right pad save made. Gotti with the big stop as he denied Donnie Pace. Rams looking for another chance. It's turned over, and away come the Blue Hens. Kyle Kosh with a shot that gets deflected up and out of play. It was Michael Malandrucolo getting his stick in on that last one. Let's get that time squared up. 14 minutes, 8 seconds up on the scoreboard here at Iceworks in Syosset. Face off one in the O-zone by the Blue Hens. However, it hops over the stick of Gavin Johns and out of the zone. DeAndrea initiating a turnover. However, getting stopped in his tracks was Luke LaFata. So back come the Blue Hens. Cross-ice feed broken up. Comes back to the point for a shot. Right pad save made. Tercey. DeAndrea unable to get it out. Good keep from Delaware. To the blue line, Crowell. And that's unable to be held in. Will be an icing if it's got the legs. It does not. And so forced to play it on further, Gavin Johns. Nearly a turnover, and now it is gaining control. Luke Lafata. Cross corner, chipping in Lavoie. However, the Blue Hens break out, and pretty effortlessly so. Solomon has it taken away. Good defensive play made by the Rams. And now a delayed penalty against Delaware. They're already their second of the night. Rams' first power play got cut short. Here's Lavoie trying to go across with the pass. It's taken away, and now the delayed call can be made. Think it's going to be a hooking penalty. It is a hook, and it's being assessed to Zach Solomon. And so trailing by 1, big chance for the home team to get this game squared away. Important face-off going to be taken by Riberich. Kicks to the near corner. Winning the puck battle are the Blue Hens, and they'll backhand out. On goal for Tercey, who leaves it for Lena. Lena finds the open Castellano. Returns it to Lena. Fumbling puck, just chipped ahead. Right onto the stick of Vastola, who gets it right out. Lena. Little sauce to Pace, broken up and out of the zone. Tercey spins it around the far wall. Pace into the O-zone with a little stutter step. Trying to keep possession. Gets it back, wrist shot, save made, Gotti. Pace in the far corner, centers one, blocked away, to the line, not out. Lena, wrister wide. Wheeling with it now, it's Wadika out in front, loose puck is still available, still loose, says the official. It is, and it's sent out of the zone. Big chance for Farmingdale, unable to cash in on the scramble in front with just now 35 to go on the power play. Another clear for Delaware. They lead by 1. Ferrazzi hands it back. Skated in by Paratori. To the blue line, Lavoie. Cross-ice pass, can't connect, and it's banked out of the zone with just 8 now on the power play. On goal to Tercey. Speed up the near side from Lavoie. Lavoie battling a stick check. Tries to go inside, outside, broken up. Played back, though, to DeAndrea. DeAndrea, little feet in the skates, backhanded on goal nonetheless. And a stop made by Gotti as the power play expires. Farmingdale 0 for 2 on the man advantage tonight, whereas Delaware on an abbreviated power play are 1 for 1. There's your big difference in the game thus far. With 10:41 to play here in the first period. Delaware on top of Farmingdale 1-0. Face-off in the O-zone, won by the Rams. The puck, however, is caught up in someone's uniform. I always wondered if that happened and you just like plunge yourself into the net, would it count? Oh. Especially if there's like a log jam out in front, shot from the point, gets stuck in your equipment, you kind of just, you know, guess they wouldn't be able to tell if it was technically across the line. I'd still like to see that happen in a game. Here's Malandrucolo. He'll send it around. DeAndrea, can he catch up with it? Just out of his reach, and a nice defensive play made by Harnan. Blue Hens back with it, D-to-D pass. Here's Colin Healy. Hens in. Malandrucolo unable to play it. It's on the stick of Gibbons. Gibbons spinning out of trouble on the near circle. Hands off. Michael DePrisco. Point drive over the net off the stick of Gibbons. Along the near wall, Malandrucolo dishes out a hit. Puck available, taken by the Blue Hens. Now they'll go try the far side. Intercepted and nudged into the neutral zone by DeAndrea. Sent right back in that time by Liam Heimberg. Good clearing. Here's DeAndrea. Shot blocked. Farmingdale had numbers there, 3-on-2. Turns into nothing. Turned over, and Jaden Grillo carries it in. Rolled off his stick, so back come the Blue Hens. And Kyle Kosh. He'll nudge it down deep. Lena is on it for the Rams. They'll try to turn it up ice via Jake Paul. No, not that Jake Paul. Round in the zone, 8:36 now to play. In the first period, Blue Hens lead 1-0. Grillo in, Grillo shot. Glove save made by Gotti. Now I'll stop the clock with 8:25. Want to give a shout out to the sheer amount of boxes back here at the broadcast booth, allowing Wally to man the camera tonight at a desirable angle. Anyway, here's Tyler Wadika down low as Farmingdale trying to clear. Foot race and shielding off the Farmingdale player. Puck still available. Can they set him up? Nah, take it down from behind. That's going to be a penalty. Third power play of the game coming up for the Rams as Tyler Wadika got taken down as he was charging to the net on a play set up by Kevin Manzi. So already the third power play chance for Farmingdale, 0 for 2. This is a big chance here. Get this game tied up. Had some good looks on the last power play. Ultimately, nothing coming of it. A lot of clears for Delaware, but when Farmingdale were in the zone, they were able to generate some offense. That's the key. You got to win this face-off. And for Delaware, just keep doing what you're doing on that power play in terms of the clearings, getting control. And whoa! It's a 5-on-3 for 2 minutes. Simultaneous penalties on that last sequence. Wow, this is a huge opportunity for Farmingdale now. And they not only can get one, they can get two. You're happy with one. You're unhappy with 0. You're pretty thrilled with 2. Let's see what they can do. 7:57 left. Can this jet take off? Held in at the line. Fake, Lena. To the blue line, shot deflected. Came off the stick of Ferrazzi. Lena. Ferrazzi walks, Ferrazzi scores! First of the year! 4 for Luke Ferrazzi, ties it at 1. Lena, wide open, it's tons of space, 5-on-3, 1-on-1 with the goalie. I have a better shot than you, buddy. Upstairs. Gets the party started for Farmingdale, and they remain on the power play. That is the critical part of a 2-minute 5-on-3 is any goal and you get the remaining time to at least be 5-on-4, which they are here. And plenty of time with a shot just wide. Ferrazzi looking for a double dip there. Lena at the far blue. Ferrazzi. Cross-ice feed was behind Lavoie, who has to just chip it down low. DeAndrea flies up in the air, glove down by Lavoie. Reverse to the near side, getting over is Ferrazzi, try to keep it in, chip by him, but good Backup provided by Luke Lafata. A cross and a save made by Gotti. So exactly a minute remains on this 5-on-4 power play for the Rams. As you're listening to LI Sports Network's coverage of the ACHA M3. Farmingdale. Lena. Long wrister denied by Gotti. Puck in the corner. 2-on-2 battle. Now a 2-on-1 favoring Farmingdale, so they'll win it, but not cleanly. Penalty called. It's been a tightly called game thus far. And they're going to get a hooking penalty. And heading to the box is Castellano. So another 5-on-4 power play for Farmingdale ends prematurely. So 4-on-4 for 43. And then another abbreviated power play for the Blue Hens. That'll be their second of the game thus far. It's been a game of special teams to this point. Vistola. D-to-D with Scribner. Back to Vistola. Taken away, at least briefly, by Tom Forty. Banked ahead too far for Ribrich. Into the zone come the Blue Hens with Rafe Stanger and a big-time stop. Back to the blue line. Another save made. And another save made. How do you do? P.J. Tercey. Puck out of the zone. It's now a power play for a minute and about 5 for the Blue Hens. Again, they're 1-for-1 tonight. And a good read on the pass to take it away. Unable to clear it just yet was Manzi. Now the puck finds its way out. Wadika to the line, not out. Held in for the moment, good poke. And backhanded to center by Manzi. 30 seconds on the power play left for the Blue Hens. It's on the stick of Cam Rafestanger. Played back for DePrisco. Now it's Crowell. Centering pass intercepted and cleared by the Rams. In with speed, DePrisco. Hands back Gibbons. Gibbons has it poked away. And good speed for the Rams. Generating the chances. We're back to 5-on-5 and a save made by Gotti. So Delaware 1 for 2 on the power play tonight. Both teams scoring their lone goals on the power play. Lena. Farmingdale technically 1 for 4 on the man advantage tonight. DeAndrea has it poked off his stick from behind, tries to continue to follow the puck. However, Blue Hens gain control. Gibbons ahead for DePrisco. Flips it on goal where it stopped by P.J. Tercey. 3:58 remaining here, first period. You're listening to ACHA M3 Hockey here on LI Sports Network. Ryan Brannigan, Wally Mitchell, here live at the Syosset Iceworks. Face off in the O-Zone, won by Delaware, and a shot high riser taken by James Mangano flies over the net. Another face-off to be taken here by Nick Viola. Just going to try to win it back to Mangano again. Key cannot. Tumbling down to the ice, but play goes on. It was no Lavoie. Flipped ahead. Lavoie trying to get back on top of that puck. It's Lena who intervenes. Puck comes all the way down. Will not be an icing, so Grillo playing it on. Rams clear, backhanded ahead by LaFata for DeAndrea. Backed up by Lavoie. DeAndrea goes to get it in the corner, spun out in front. There's Lavoie. Couldn't quite muster a shot. Good defense, and the two of them go down in a bit of a wrestling match taking place, and grabbing it. Wow, down go, whoa! Wow, it's turned out to be a full-on wrestling match. Look, MMA style going on. Wow, they're still going, jeez. Looked innocent enough in the start, and it just kept escalating. I think Farmingdale were going to get a power play out of it, at least at first. But I imagine this is offsetting. Delaware bench likes it. Farmingdale bench now stick tapping in agreement. Both players go off as suspected. Those players being Noah Lavoie and Colin Healy. Colin Healy from Cedar Grove, New Jersey. In the skirmish with the Holmes, New York native Noah Lavoie. Officials discussing things. Donnie Pace, as well as Zach Solomon for Delaware, listening in on the conversation. Angie Hawk, I will do my best to get who scored the Delaware goal. It was hard to tell as it happened, and live stats on the ACHA website are not helping me out at all. But I will do my best to get that information for you, Angie. Thank you for tuning in, Angie. All right, all that's sorted. 5-on-5. And both players not in the penalty box. I take it they got escorted out of the game for fighting, as that is not permitted in the ACHA, or really at any collegiate level. Stop made by Tercey as the puck rolls around. Turned over off the stick of Castellano. Nearly a dangerous chance for Delaware. However, crisis averted for Farmingdale. They clear. Farmingdale Rams out of Farmingdale, Long Island, against the University of Delaware Blue Hens. Squared up one apiece. And a huge hit in the neutral zone. Kyle Kosh absolutely leveled Mark Dellavecchia. Meanwhile, puck below the goal line of Farmingdale. Tried to center it where the Blue Hens, and things are getting physical now following that fight. Turnover, chance, what a block. Putting the body on the line, Mark Dellavecchia. In the final minute 53 of this first period. We saw Mark Dellavecchia taking a couple of big shots on that last sequence, one by a player and then again from the vulcanized rubber. Face off to the left of Farmingdale's netminder Tercey. Kicks to the near boards. Farmingdale look to break out. It's on the stick of Jake Paul. Paul plays it down low. Now on the far side, handled by the Blue Hens. And that will be an icing. They didn't get the red line there. So the face-off all the way down. One of only a few icings here in this first period. So we've had nice end-to-end action. Fairly low amount of whistles as well. Great entertaining game here on a Friday night. Happy you're with us here on LI Sports Network. Face-off to the left of the Delaware netminder Gaddy. Face-off one and flipped on goal, and Gaddy will seal it up. And that stops the clock now with 1:17 left here in the first. A little gathering out in front of Gaddy. Gaddy, he doesn't want any part of it. Skates over into the corner. See plenty of those. Or was it the Sergei Bobrovsky meme in the preseason there with Tampa and Florida going to war? He was just chilling in the corner. Of course, nothing that crazy going on here, at least not yet. Wrapped around by Pace. And that did stay in play. Went off the high part of the glass. Kind of looked like it went out of play, but it did not. No whistle comes to the blue line. Johns for Gibbons. Michael Gibbons, nice move. To Johns, a one-timer, wouldn't go. Out of the zone, Pace chasing after it. It's in his skates. He's unable to find it. Gibbons says, I'll take that, and gives it away. Pace, good drop pass. Trying to get it back to Pace, now in front, and missed by Manzi. There's Wadika as well, Chip helping out on that sequence. Meanwhile, the Blue Hens, it's a save made by Tercey, flipped out in front. Rams take over. End-to-end action here to close out the first. Manzi, Pace, trying to get it to Wadika. It was a great diving block made by a Blue Hen. Try to get the number. Yeah, that was Quinn Scribner. And that is how we conclude the first 20. Real entertaining game here to start between Farmingdale and the University of Delaware. A couple of power play markers getting both teams up on the board. 1-1 after one. Still trying to figure out who was responsible for the Delaware goal. Still working on it. Hopefully intermission will help us out. But in the meantime, stick around and stay tuned. You're listening to LI Sports Network's coverage of ACHA M3 hockey. Ryan Brannigan, Wally Mitchell will return here for the second in just a minute. So get a coffee, get a donut, take a little breather, and we'll catch you in about 15 minutes. So don't go anywhere. You're listening to Farmingdale Hockey on LI Sports Network. Welcome back to the Iceworks here in Syosset. You're listening to LI Sports Network's coverage of ACHA M3 action. Farmingdale and Delaware tied up at 1 after 1 second period is on its way, and got some good news in particular for Angie. Angie, if you're still with us, the goal scorer has been revealed. And that goal scorer was Michael DePrisco. Don't have assists, but at least I got the goal scorer. It was DePrisco who opened up the scoring for University of Delaware on the power play, an abbreviated power play. Farmingdale would respond via 5-on-3 power play goal. And that was scored by Luke Ferrazzi. His first of the season, first of the year as well for DePrisco. Second period set to begin. So they're 20 up on that board. We're underway. Early possession and quick look in front for Farmingdale. Luke LaFata saw his younger brother down in the audience here tonight. Currently playing for East Islip varsity, Evan LaFata. Big win for EI a couple nights ago. So they took down St. A's. In the far corner, DeAndrea going to work on it. DeAndrea back to the point. Wrist shot deflected just wide. Another shot sticked away by Delaware netminder Gotti, who had himself a pretty good first period, if I do say so myself. As did PJ Tercey in net for Farmingdale. It's a slot chance, and it goes up and out of play. Good defensive recovery. I think it was LaFata who got the stick in on that one. So a couple good chances for both teams here. Early goings, second period. Be sure to follow us on social media at LI Sports Network. Tons of Farmingdale content, Suffolk County High School Hockey League content. And our man running the cam, Wally Mitchell, doing a great job of handling most, if not all, of our social media presence. He can do it all, folks. Find you someone who could do it all like Wally can. Meanwhile, Lena trying to navigate a breakout for Farmingdale. Guts to the line, not out. Turnover chance. Delaware's turned aside. PJ Tercey shutting the door on that 2-on-1 chance down low for Delaware. They're trying to keep the gas pedal to the metal, put across. Nobody home, back to the point. Good step up defensively made by Donnie Pace as the puck exits the zone. Wadika pulls, fires, and blocked in front, went off of Quinn Scribner. Farmingdale work it back to the slot, unable to get a shot through. Ripped down the wall. As Farmingdale continue to go to work. Or Delaware take it away. They'll break out pretty effortlessly into the zone. Speared back out into the neutral zone. And Delaware put it right back in. On the forecheck, the goal scorer, Michael DePrisco. Turned over, DePrisco along the near wall, playing it down low. Gibbons to the blue line. Shot! Blocker save made by Tercey. Gibbons again. Wheeling Gibbons. Will hand off down the wall. Deflection out in front, save, rebound. They score! Delaware in the opening first 2 minutes plus get the second goal of the game. They lead it 2-1. And the second of the game for Michael DePrisco as he got the deflection in front and followed up his own deflection with the rebound goal. 2-1 Delaware. Early here, second period. They jumped out to the 1-0 lead relatively early on in that first. Took a 5-on-3 goal for Farmingdale to respond. Put back into the zone by Michael Romano. Farmingdale tried to break out. Good pinch, however, from Vastola, helping to break it up. Now they're able to get out, and it's a 3-on-2 over the blue for the team in green. White and green as that pass intercepted. And now back come the Delaware Blue Hens, led by Burchard. Still loose out in front. Burchard, turnaround shot goes wide. Farmingdale poke it out of harm's way, now flipped. Not out of the zone, it'll dribble over the blue line and reversed back by Tom Forty. Grillo. Again, having trouble clearing the zone. Great aggressive forecheck. Kyle Kosh creates the turnover. Puck behind goaltender Tercey. Diving effort to no success for Delaware. They do regain control in the neutral zone, however, bring it in offside. And a big hit dished out by Tom Forty on Gavin Johns. Puck will be dropped just outside the Farmingdale zone as both teams make a change. Rams, DeAndrea flips in on goal where it's gloved and held by Gotti. And now, little meeting behind Gotti as Delaware didn't like the aggressive forecheck of Farmingdale, barreling down on their goaltender who sealed up the puck. One of the golden rules in hockey, of course, is don't touch the goalie. Also, don't shower the goalie in snow is also another one there. Either way, we'll drop the face-off or drop the puck to the left of Gaddy. Delaware ultimately clear the zone, flip right back in, and a shot from LaFata deflects up and out of play. Looks like Scribner got his stick in. So we'll do it all over again to the left of Gaddy. LaFata to take the draw, try to win it back to DeAndrea. And a 50-50 draw eventually comes back to the point. Shot unable to be deflected by Riberich. Malandrucolo stepping in on the left point. Intercepted and flipped back into the neutral zone by the Blue Hens. Across the line, it's Mangano. Mangano, power move, draws a penalty as well. Lost his stick, picks it back up, has the puck in the far corner. Strong play from Mangano. Looks like Farmingdale get control, and there's the whistle. Third power play chance of the night on its way for the road team in Delaware. With just under 5 minutes gone by here in the second period. Third power play of the night for the Blue Hens. Along the near wall, Anatra. Across, fanned on for the moment by Rafe Stanger. And now the puck exits the zone. Scribner. Handing it back to Anatra, who goes across to Rafe Stanger. Pass eventually finds its way over to Scribner. Plays it to Anatra, back to Scribner. Down low, it's Kosh. Kosh now up high, circling. Rister, save made through traffic there. A good stop. And now clearance for Farmingdale. PJ Tercey allowed 2 goals, but I don't think either of them can be blamed on the Ram netminder. As Delaware search for goal number 3. Around the net. Puck on the stick of Solomon. To the blue line. Down low. Rafe Stanger playing it across. Hits the high glass, stays in play. Solomon in the corner. To the blue line, wrist shot, Scribner. Blocked, never got through. Solomon. Backdoor play, they score! Second power play tally of the night for the Blue Hens. They lead it 3-1. And it's a beautiful pass from Solomon. You'll see right here. Sauced across, right on the tape of Cam Rafestanger, who does what he's got to do there, and that's bury that puck. Really no chance for Tercey, as the biggest lead of the night now established by Delaware, 3-1. Farmingdale in search of a quick response. Pass to the slot, blocked. And away come the Blue Hens. Carried up by DePrisco. Briefly found Gibbons. Back in front, DePrisco, the deflection and a right pad save made by Tercey. Farmingdale iced the puck. They're on their heels here to start the second. Face-off one in the defensive end by Farmingdale. Glove down at center and brought over the line with speed by Castellano. Drops it back. That shot just missed. Maybe looking for a deflection out in front. Wadika. Past the outstretched stick of Farazi. Good pinch, though, provided by Wadika. Keeps the puck deep in the Hen zone. Puck battle down low, won by the Rams. So they'll maintain control. Point shot deflected and ultimately stopped by Gaddy. Both teams will make a change. Fresh five for both coming out. Face off to the left of the Blue Hens netminder. Tom Forty wins it. Shot stopped by Gaddy. Came off the stick of Jake Paul. Good, strong move up the ice. It's Alex Burchard. Banked ahead and finds its way to Paul. Paul cross corner dump. Goes to work on the forecheck. Delivers a big hit. That will be a penalty, and I think they're going to get him for boarding. And still down on the ice for the Blue Hens, now getting up, seems to be okay, is Michael Romano. As he shakes off the hit and frustrated in the box for Farmingdale. Unnecessary penalty taken by Jake Paul. Actually, I don't think it is Jake Paul trying to make out the number. No, actually, no, I think it is. I think it is Jake. So dial it up. Another power play for the Blue Hens. 2 for 4 tonight. On the man advantage, really clear for the Rams. They did not get enough clears on that last power play. And ultimately a great pass by Solomon leading to the goal. Blue Hens send in with speed. Try to regain control in the near corner. They will for a moment. And playing it back to the blue line, Gibbons. That's where it's handled by Crowell. Gibbons. DePrisco to Gibbons. Back to DePrisco. DePrisco, deflection out in front. Great timing play, put back out in front. That's where it's shut down by Tercey. Great timing play between Michael DePrisco and now another gathering in front, and Gavin Johns, who came right into the slot at the right time to either deflect or handle that puck. And what do we have here? The official is directing, that's DePrisco to the box. He'll be joined by Ribrich. An additional Blue Hen is in the box. Oh, that's just their backup goaltender without a mask on, so all right. He's been in there the whole time. Will keep his teammates company who enter the sin bin. So we stay 5-on-4. Coincidental minor penalties for both teams as Ribrich heads off and DePrisco. Some Twisted Sister getting played by the PA guys. We're Not Gonna Take It, a classic Long Island band there for frontman Dee Snider. Face off to the left of Tercey, controlled by Delaware. To get it back to the blue line for ACHA. Fires across, backhanded down the wall by Rafe Stanger. Board battle ensues, dug out by the Blue Hens. To the blue line and Scribner. Scribner, Kosh across, can't connect. Just trying to get it over to ACHA. Not out of the zone just yet, back across for the shot from Kosh. Swallowed up. PJ Tercey. 29 seconds left on the Delaware power play, which has been lethal here tonight. To the blue line, held in, wrapped around. Kosh gets on it. Kosh again. This time will drop it for Scribner. Scribner walks down the line, pass blocked. Good block there by Paratori. Still though, Delaware possess. To the blue line, Kosh. Kosh, Scribner. Scribner shot, glove save made. Tercey seals it up with 2 seconds left on the power play. 9:59 left here in the second. Plenty of time for Farmingdale to claw their way back in this one. And for Delaware, a 3-goal lead would look awfully nice up on that scoreboard. Held in at the blue line. They've definitely had the better of the play here in the middle period. Lena along that far wall trying to play it. Aggressive forecheck prevents him from doing so. Farmingdale finally able to stab it out of the zone. We're back to even strength. 2 for 5 tonight on the power play are Delaware. Paratori banks to center. The official says it deflected, so no icing. DeAndrea is first on it anyway. Chris DeAndrea unable to wrestle the puck away from defenseman Thomas Harnan. Away come the Blue Hens as on the far wall, Mangano. To the blue line, Scribner. Returns it to Mangano. Another pass. That hit a stick of DeAndrea. Did not exit the zone. And so now it's Nick Viola down low. Mangano. Delayed penalty is Viola getting into it. And they might just take both. Getting into it with Luke LaFata. And a very disgruntled, he's going back and forth, I think, with his teammate there. Very disgruntled Nick Viola. And I think I know why. It's because he's the only player in the box right now. going to be a power play for Farmingdale. So, yeah, not very gruntled. Not very gruntled at all is Nick Viola. Power play Farmingdale. What a moment. Try to at least bare minimum gain some momentum. However, they can't gain control off the draw, and it's banked to center. Farazi, responsible for the only goal of the night for Farmingdale, which came on the power play. Farazi over the line, just onside. Take it off to the front of the net and deflecting that puck sky high and out of play. I think it went off the goaltender. Gotti. That was Luke Lafata. Like a bat out of hell, he ran to the front of the net from the blue line in. Unimpeded, got a piece of that puck. On goal, great play there from Lafata. Face off to the right of Gatti, who is well positioned. And he'll seal the post and stop play. They had some power play time at buck 34 to work with here for Farmingdale. Do it all over again to the right of Gatti. Wrapped around. And both teams jousting for possession. Farmingdale have it. Paratori across. Wrist shot deflected by DeAndrea up in front, but over the net. Quickly they reestablish control. Another wrist shot, glove save made. Andrew Gatti. Oh, he's had himself quite the night. Makes another good stop there. As Farmingdale not only went low to high, but across the Royal Road as well. That being the middle of the ice. Face-off won by the Rams, but running into his own man, inexcusable. Paratori not on the same page with Farazi. Those two back on the same page, connect on the pass. Paratori, Farazi, plenty of space up top. Farazi walks, fires over the net. DeAndrea trying to go across with it. Deflects out of play. Reading that pass and getting in the way of it, James Mangano. So 7:32 left. Second period. 41 to play on the power play. And cleared by Delaware. Tercey passing it ahead. Rams gain control, enter the zone 3-on-3. Shot toward the net, save made by Gatti. He stopped Castellano on that last one. Wadika wraps it around for Ribrich. Mishandled and out of the zone, unable to be held in by the Rams. They'll get it right back in across, backhand pass, found its way through, they score! Oh my goodness, what a goal! One of those you have to see it to believe it, ballerina style power play goal for the Rams. And Ian Riberich gloved it down, spun around, and put it in. You glove one down, you spin around, put it into the back of the net. All right, no more singing for me. 3-2 Farmingdale. They cut the lead to 1. Second power play marker of the night. They now are, see if I can remember. They're 2 for, I think they're 2 for 5? 2 for 5? Sounds about right. You know, live stats would help with this sort of thing. I digress. Out of the zone. It'll be an icing against Delaware, so a key power play marker for Farmingdale. Cut the lead to 1. Again, let's see if they build some momentum on it. It's Delaware who possess off the draw, and Solomon will backhand in, chase down his dump in. It's flipped off the glass, past the defenseman Scribner and all the way down. Gaddy out to stop it. Gaddy, high flip over the glove attempt of Insana and out of the zone. Manzi in the far corner. Sends around for Paratori. Tries the near wall. It's not out just yet. Battle ensues. And eventually Farmingdale send it out to center. Heimberg takes a big hit delivered by Jake Paul. And offside, and taking a shot regardless was Paul. It was his hands up. It was a quick whistle. A little my bad from Jake. Jake from Farmingdale at 10:57 at night. Who is this? The face-off just outside the Delaware zone. Just one even strength goal tonight. It's the difference-making goal scored by the Blue Hens. 2 tonight for DePrisco. And an additional goal from Rafe Stanger. In the slot, a chance, a save made. Luke Ferrazzi nearly had his second of the night. To the blue line, held in by Lena. Yeah, enough chili peppers. There's an icing against Delaware. Bring back the chili peppers now. Is it the chili peppers? I don't know. Oof. I'm not so confident now. Face off to the right of Gaddy. Put out in front, but rejected. That was Donnie Pace. Ferrazzi flips in cross corner. Nice little move by Harnan. And a clear for the Blue Hens. They'll try to work their way in. Quickly rejected, going the other way for it. With the Rams, put out in front. Good play by Pace. No penalty there as Ferrazzi went down. Meanwhile, 3-on-2 over the blue for the Blue Hens. A chance for Solomon, denied. Big save made. That was Gibbons. Another chance. Stopped by Gaddy. Blue Hens going the other way. All by himself as Henry Long able to get a shot through. 1v4. Lafada. DeAndrea. Loads up, fires right off the skate of Gavin Johns. Blue Hens trying to break out. Burchard can get it across just out of the reach of DeAndrea, as he could have had another breakaway chance there, or something close to it. Lafada with the goalie out of the net trying to take advantage. Shot never got through. And that pass jumps the stick of Paratori. And so getting back defensively, Malandrucolo. Paratori. Out to DeAndrea. Stumbles a bit. Settles himself. Sends it across. Riberich. That goes wide. DeAndrea on it. Spun it back out in front behind Riberich. And picked up off the boards by Kosh. Kosh's dump in quickly gathered in by Manzi. As Farmingdale look to break out. Under 3 to play here in the first period. Turnover shot over the net by Burchard. Along the far wall, Kosh. His pass to the blue line taken away, and the Rams break out. 2-on-2, Ribrich trying to find LaFata. It was broken up and fired all the way back down by Delaware. And that stops the clock with 2:34. Throw a couple of seconds more on the clock here. You have 2:34 left. Second period, listening to Farmingdale State M3 Hockey, ACHA M3 Hockey here on LI Sports Network. Ryan Browning and Wally Mitchell in this back and forth affair between Farmingdale and University of Delaware. Delaware has led all the way through, as that's touched with a high stick. They led 1-0, 2-1, 3-1. Face off to the right of Tercey. Won by Farmingdale. 3-on-2 developing. Ferrazzi goes back to Grillo. Along the near wall. Stepping up, but it got by for Manzi. Diliberto is there for... Here's Diliberto, shot and a save made. Good stop by Tercey. Put back out in front, big opportunity, it's still loose. And where's the puck? The net is off, and there's a stockpile of players out in front. Let's get another look at that while they talk things over in the crease. Look at the total scramble. Where's the puck? I could find Waldo before I could find that puck. So the discussion continues. Maybe they're making plans for dinner after tonight. So yes, it's a nice place for a dinner. A lot of nice little places over here. Yeah, you might spend a little bit. Might do some damage to the wallet, but you're eating good. Farmingdale would love to eat good after a win tonight, as would Delaware. They're staying on the island after this. Another shot, that's sticked away by Tercey. Solomon, good read, breaking up the pass for Farmingdale. That was Pace. Meanwhile, chance down low. Couple of bodies hitting the deck. Try to block that cross-ice pass. Meanwhile, good takeaway down low. Nearly set up another chance for Delaware. Again, that was Solomon. He's been rather present here tonight. Wadika has the puck go by him. Here's Solomon. 2-on-2. Hands it over for their shot glove save. Flashing the leather. PJ Tercey as he turns aside. Ryan Anatra. So again, I'll add a few more seconds. 38.8. Remain in the middle period. 3-2. Hens leading the Rams. D-zone face-off win provided by Tom Forty. Flipped on goals, steered away, and up ice by the netminder. Hasn't been so busy of late. That being Gaddy. Meanwhile, flipped out of the zone by the Blue Hens. Let's do some research as to what is a Blue Hen. Meanwhile, shot save made to close out the period by Tercey. Delaware They score twice. Farmingdale once. It's the Blue Hens that lead the Rams 3-2 heading into the final period of action here in Syosset Iceworks. Farmingdale, Delaware, you and me on LI Sports Network. We'll be back for one final intermission, so once again, grab your coffee, grab your donut, grab your phone, scroll if you want. Give us a follow at LI Sports Network, and I'll see you all back here in about 15 minutes. So till then, stick around. Third period. It's on its way here on LI Sports Network. Welcome back to Iceworks here in Syosset. Delaware, Farmingdale State College Rams. 3-2, the Delaware Blue Hens with the lead heading into the final period of regulation time, the third period. Get the score bug back up. There we go. The remaining Farmingdale players making their way over to the huddle on the bench. It's been a game built on the special teams here tonight, with 4 of the 5 goals you see up on the board for both teams coming by way of power play. Couple of goals, first 2 of the season tonight, scored by Michael DePrisco for Delaware. The other Blue Hen goal scorer, Cam Rafestanger. Meanwhile, for Farmingdale, goals provided by Luke Ferrazzi on the power play, a 5-on-3 goal, as well as a backhand spinorama ballerina goal from Ian Riberich. As we're underway here, third period. Rams trail by 1. Play to the near wall and fired in by Cam Rafestanger. Now to play, both goaltenders have played phenomenally as well. Those goaltenders being PJ Tercy of the Rams and Andrew Gaddy of the University of Delaware. Out in front, Ferrazzi getting in the way of it. Along the far wall, Manzi going to work on Anatra. Back to the blue line. That shot got through and it finds itself on top of the net. Got the puck there, gotten cozy with the water bottle on top of Tercy's net there. Wow. Not often you see that, and a close call for Farmingdale's. Delaware nearly found itself in front by 2 once more. They led by 2 in the second period. They came out and looked real good in the early going. Jumping out to the 3-1 lead. It was 1-1 after 1. DeAndrea trying to power around Solomon. Good play by Solomon to take it away, but a nifty little poke check made by Malandrukalo. Riberich trying to regain control for the Rams. He cannot. Instead, it is Scribner. Ushers it ahead with speed now is Rafestanger. Rafestanger's in. Rafestanger shut down. Ran out of real estate. Another good save by Tercy. Malandrukalo. Fired across out of the reach of Riberich. Tries to bat it out of midair. Helped out by Lena. And Riberich down the near wall, gets to it. Riberich centers, sticked away by Gaddy. Blue Hens clear. Cross ice pass finds its way onto the stick of Solomon, who sends in. Solomon now in the corner. Centering pass found its way to Gibbons and then jumped over the stick of Heimberg. Pardon me, that was Henry Long in the corner there, not Solomon who centered that pass. Lena behind his own net to Malandrukalo off the glass, not out. Turned over. Puck at the blue line. Vestola, that goes wide. Farmingdale trying to just gain control and clear it out of the zone following the Malandrukalo turnover. To the blue line. Vestola still in the zone. And now Paul can get it out and flip in. He'll chase after it. He'll get there first. And now he's reinforced by Wadika. Puck still up in the air and up for grabs. Tom Forty helping on the forecheck as well. But instead, the Blue Hens break out. That shot goes wide. Came off the stick of DePrisco. He's looking for the Hattie there. Now 2-on-2 over the blue the other way. Wadika gave it up. And plenty of time to work their way out of the zone. Initially it was Gibbons, and now Paul. Nope, no, that'll be an icing. Paul with the big hit, though. Delivered on Matt Crowell. So face off to the right of Gaddy. Ozone draw will be taken here by Luke Ferrazzi. However, it's won by Delaware. However, they cough it up. Good forecheck from Donnie Pace. Put out in front off a skate. That was off the skate of Crowell. And now out of the zone. Rams send it back in. Quick passing, and Crowell again to the line and out. Burchard can't get a shot through. Manzi chips it out. Offside are the Blue Hens. And get a stoppage face-off coming just outside the Farmingdale zone. So in between periods, I did some research about what a Blue Hen was. And next whistle, I'll reveal what that is, which you learn something new every day. Burchard into the Ram zone. Flip right back out. Heimberg off the glass. Eventually to Romano, and Romano ahead. Turned over for Ozzy. Wrist shot, blocker save made, Gaddy. Pace will fling it back toward the front of the net where it's gathered in and cleared. Quinn Scribner helping with that process. Sent down. Pace is easily the first person there. Fires one out in front, and that doesn't find its way out to anybody. And wait, they call icing? And they're pointing to center. Yeah, that's no icing. That was Pace who took that shot. Great, you know, who sold that was goaltender Tercey, who stuck his hand up, which goalies normally do when it's an icing, but that was no icing. So they drop it at center. A little oops, my bad from the linesman. That shot sticked away by Gaddy. DeAndrea. And now around Riberich. Nice play by Mangano. Mangano finding Diliberto. The shot hits the glass. Backhanded ahead. Potential odd man rush. Riberich with DeAndrea. Riberich to DeAndrea. Oh, the puck was left behind him. Huge chance for DeAndrea. 2-on-2 the other way for Delaware. Nice little pass. Finds its way to Harnan. Harnan's shot missed the net. Rafe Stanger holds in. Hustling after it, Mangano. Mangano is evading one Ram. Out in front, deflects wide. Diliberto is there in front. Riberich chips it out. DeAndrea only can get it as far as the Delaware defense. It's fired right back in by the Blue Hens. Manzi. Along with Wadika. In the skates of Wadika, but he'll find his way onto the puck. Tyler Wadika sends in before getting sandwiched between two Blue Hens. Wouldn't want to find myself sandwiched between two Blue Hens, but maybe for different reasons, is kept alive by the Rams. Good hustle and forecheck from Jake Paul, but he collides with his teammate in the process. Rams trying to hold it in the zone and to the line and out of the zone. They trail by a goal. Just over 7 minutes gone by here in the third. No scoring just yet here in the third period. 3-2. Delaware still lead as that shot over the net and glove of Tercey. Put out in front. Big chance. Blocked by Malandrucolo. And Malandricolo could not get that puck as it's fired wide by ACHA. To the line, not out, held in by Heimberg. Another shot blocked. And it was Paul that got in the way of that one. He hustles to the bench. Wadika hustles after the loose puck. Played neatly up the wall to Harnan. And now Long. Try to get it to Solomon. Solomon on it. Small pass and a glove save made. PJ Tercey alert in the corner. Watch the little pass here. Right there. There's that little area pass. Not your typical area pass. Found its way on the stick of Long, and check out the leather. With PJ Tercey. Hens controlling the zone. Gibbons. That shot deflected, and another big save made by Tercey. So I looked up what a blue hen was in between periods. I have it here on my phone. And it's an historical connection to the Revolutionary War soldiers who were nicknamed the Sons of the Blue Hen for their courage. So there you go. Got Revolutionary War ties. Meanwhile, that shot just missed. So not a literal hen. Shot denied again by Tercey hugging the post. Big hit dished out by Castellano. Haven't seen too much of him. Saw the frustration he had back in, I believe, the second period. Hit his stick against the glass on his way over to the bench. Might be his first shift since then. Castellano fires it around, held in at the blue line. Now cross corner. Hens get to it first. They break out. Gibbons. Seen a whole lot of Gibbons tonight, and he's looked good. DePrisco as well. Turned it over. Castellano gets shoved down to the ice, and that allows Gibbons to walk in. Gibbons, DePrisco. DePrisco, backhand shot denied. Another good save for PJ Tercey. He's keeping the Rams in it as they're in striking distance, only down a goal. That's doing much large part to the play of PJ Tercey between the pipes. Let's add a couple of seconds there. 10:51 now remaining here in the third period. DeAndrea, backhand pass intercepted and sent off the wall by Crowell. Paratori. Left wing side for DeAndrea, who goes back across to Ribrich. Ribrich trying to avoid a hit and make a play, but ultimately getting the better of him that time was Matt Crowell. Turned over, though. Here's Ribrich. Unable to settle down the puck. His stick got flung up into the air, and now he's trying not to take a penalty. Lets go of his stick, picks it back up, but in the zone come the Blue Hens. Sharp angle shot is, oh my. It's somewhere in the equipment of Tercey. What a save. Luke Heimberg had the sharp angle bid. And contorting himself to make the stop, hugging the post. PJ Tercey. Not out. Held in. Kosh the pass. Now the shot comes, and it got blocked, deflected wide. Lena to the line, not out. Went off of Wadika. Now it's out. Wadika hustling after it, but getting back on defense. Now tumbling to the ice. Kyle Kosh. Another big hit dished out. Once upon a time, the game was a bit more physical than it's been. It's been a really tight game throughout. Blue Hens once led it 3-1. That was about it in terms of multi-goal leads. Well, that was it. And didn't last for very long as well. Jumping in midair that time, Kyle Kosh. Oh my gosh. He came back down and lost the puck though. And now, I believe a penalty here. Malandrukalo sharing some words with Nick Viola. Some shouting from the Rams bench. Not sure what that's about. But a power play for Farmingdale. Both of their goals have come by way of power play tonight. I missed the call. But in the box for the Blue Hens is Nick Viola. Ferrazzi. Back to Ferrazzi. Wrist shot. With, again, they got DeAndrea set up in front. Playing that Chris Kreider role of screen the goalie, get the deflection, get the rebound. Paratori is the other defenseman. Back there with Ferrazzi. Or pardon me. That's Donnie Pace. Paratori walks down low, pass blocked, and a good stick from LaFata. Takes it away. LaFata's cross-ice pass blocked. Another pass blocked. Nearly still found its way over to Pace. LaFata shoved it into the boards. Out of the scramble, holding, shot, still deflected up and over. Another try and a scrambling goaltender of Gotti. Shot up high from Ferrazzi, stopped by Gotti. And the puck chipped out of the zone. Does he have enough to make it a true breakaway? Not really, but a backhand shot is stopped by Tercey. Great effort up the ice by Diliberto. Pace. 3-on-3 over the blue with LaFata and DeAndrea. Try to get it over to DeAndrea. Does find its way to him. And now LaFata, nice move, but a penalty is called. That's the third power play tonight for Farmingdale. That has been cut short because they took a penalty. I mean, not to be harsh, but that's kind of unacceptable. DeAndrea to the box. And 4-on-4 for 34 seconds. Winning the offensive zone draw are Delaware. They stay onside just barely. Lena goes down to the ice. It's sent all the way on goal. Save made Gotti, and he's unable to bring in the rebound. Aggressive on the forecheck was Tyler Wadika. 14 more seconds of 4-on-4 hockey, and then we'll switch over to a power play. Into the zone, Ryan Anatra comes out, and that power play starts now. It's got a minute and roughly 17 seconds on it. Scribner into the zone, lost possession, and fired out by Ian Riberich. Under a minute now to go on the Blue Hen power play. They have struck twice as well with the man advantage. But puck available up for grabs. Castellano says, I'll be having that. Fires it around wide. Right onto the stick of Kyle Kosh. Kosh enters the zone. At the near circle, plays it back for Rafe Stanger. That shot eventually found its way across and through, and a scrambling save made. And delayed penalty on Delaware as that lead pass unable to connect with Castellano does a great job to get there to kill off some more time on the DeAndrea penalty. And so 14 seconds of 4-on-4 and then a majority power play back for Farmingdale, as this continues to be a game that will be decided based on the special teams play. So 14 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey remain, and then power play for Farmingdale. Solomon to the box for the Blue Hens. It's on the stick of Paratori. Drops it for Lafata, who gave it away. And he takes a penalty. Great defensive play, and now, wait a minute. Burchard made a great play, drew a penalty when the Blue Hens were about to be shorthanded, but then, instead of just letting it go, fired back at Lafata, who took the penalty for Farmingdale. So a trip for Lafata, and I believe roughing. The call against Solomon, man. So 4-on-3 power play for Farmingdale that will start in their own end. They have 5 skaters out, do they? Yeah. Why do they have 5 skaters out? Somebody's got to go off. No, is it an even up? I thought this should be a 4-on-3. What is going on? They're treating it like it's a 5-on-4 power play for Farmingdale. As we get some Blue Oyster Cult playing throughout the arena. Shout out the Stony Brook-based band. I'm treating them like they're this new up-and-coming band no one's heard of, the Blue Oyster Cult. What am I doing here? So, all right. Minute and 38 seconds left of the power play. They got me scrambling on my scoreboard here to keep it up for you guys. After I thought it should have been a 4-on-3. So $1:20 left, power play for the Rams. Trailing by a goal, Paratori into the zone with speed. Paratori trying to catch up with it. He goes down, barrels into the net, takes it off. Goaltender did a good job getting out of the way. And then giving him a pat there was Andrew Gaddy. Maybe a thank you for not taking me out. Maybe gave him a heads up. Look out! So the faceoff comes out of the offensive zone for the Rams with $1:10 left to go on the power play. Ferrazzi across. Oh, just missed. Big chance for Donnie Pace. Ferrazzi put it on his tape, and dropping the stick to make the play there was PJ Tercey. Here's Ferrazzi. Has a power play goal tonight, first of the year for Luke Ferrazzi. He was unable to get around the defender, Ryan Anatra, who clears it. DeAndrea weaving. DeAndrea, good step up by Rafe Sanger. However, taken back by Ferrazzi. 2-on-3 over the blue line. Farmingdale making a change on the back end. One-time shot off the side of the net. Huge chance for DeAndrea there. Lena, 5 seconds left on the power play. and it expires. So Farmingdale 2 for 6, I think, with the man advantage tonight. Might look back at that DeAndrea chance, though, as the true missed opportunity to get this game tied up as time winding down here. Third period, just 3:20 to go. Blue Hens on top of the Rams, 3-2. Flipped out of the zone. Ferrazzi chasing after it. It's on the stick of Scribner. Ferrazzi nearly took it away, but still Scribner on the puck behind his own net. Across to Crowell. Crowell ahead. Ramstanger. Or Rafe-Stanger. Rather, Rafe-Stanger. Off his stick, back to the blue line. D-to-D pass. Crowell down the wall. Gibbons. Rafe-Stanger. Battle below the goal line. Lena with 2:28 on the clock. Good pass ahead, 3-on-2 over the blue for Farmingdale. Shot from, a save made. Jake Paul took the shot and having a hard time controlling that rebound that time. Was netminder Gaddy. Back the other way come Delaware. Lena with the check into the boards. Vastola chipping in on defense with a good play. Behind the netminder of Farmingdale. In come Delaware. Gibbons, backhand pass, shot, scores! Hat-trick goal for Michael DePrisco. And that should put the game away for Delaware. They're up 2 with under 2 to play. You have another beautiful feed setting it up. Michael Gibbons that time. So hats off to you, Michael DePrisco, as he collects the hat trick. All 3 goals of the season scored by DePrisco coming in this game. First hat trick of the year as well. Obviously so. And Farmingdale, who just had a big chance to tie the game up at 3, find themselves down by 2 late here in the third. And good dangles provided by Henry Long. Puck in the corner, turned over. Shot just missed, came off the stick of Mangano. Ahead for Riberich. Riberich fighting off the stick check. Pushed across. It's Mangano's shot. It's stopped by Tercey. Might have allowed 4 goals tonight, but PJ Tercey really turned in quite the goaltending performance, in my opinion. And of course, same could be said on the other side of the ice. Great job by Andrew Gaddy. The 2 goals scored by Farmingdale. A Ferrazzi heater on a 5-on-3. And a bit of a deflection. Kind of spin around goal from Riberich. Maybe he wants the Riberich goal back, but otherwise good performance indeed. As I believe Farmingdale has called timeout. A little system of down playing on the speakers. I want to thank you again for tuning in to Farmingdale State College Hockey ACHA M3 action here on LI Sports Network. Ryan Brannigan, Wally Mitchell. I want to remind you again, check us out on social media at LI Sports Network. Give us a subscribe. That way you can tune into the chat as well. Chop it up with yours truly. Also chop it up with anyone else in the chat as well. And be notified anytime we post, upload. Tons of stuff going on at LI Sports Network. We love and appreciate all the support we get as we climb to 11K subscribers soon. DeAndrea pushes it into the zone. Empty net Farmingdale as they try to get within one. And the puck comes out of the zone. Riberich turns it over in the neutral zone. Manzi doing all he can to prevent that from going the other way. And now a turnover in favor for Farmingdale. Riberich toward the net, deflection, scores! DeAndrea with the deflection goal in front has made it a one-goal game. And we're not done just yet, folks. There's the shot from Riberich, and DeAndrea's going to get his stick on it and punch it into the back of the net. So 4-3. Not much time left. Can they get Tercey back out? He's at the hash marks. He takes off. He stops. But just such little time left in the game. They got to get something going now. Puck along the wall. It's just getting eaten up right now by Burchard. He goes down. Oh, boy, this can escalate. I think a Delaware fan doing his best New Yorker impression with the get him out of here. And then, whoa! Ho ho! Kyle Kosh! Well after the whistle, knocking down a Farmingdale player. Kosh, what are you doing? You're frustrated and upset. That was just unnecessary. So Kosh is out of here. For what it's worth, there's 2.8 seconds left in the game. And if the Rams get an offensive zone draw, it's possible. It's not probable, but it's possible they tie it up. And that they were not getting an offensive zone draw before Kyle decided to make that decision he made. Don't think it was a very good one. But he probably thinks it's inconsequential. In all likelihood, it is. .8, third period. Farmingdale trailing by a goal. They have 0 goals scored at 5-on-5. They have a 5-on-3 goal, a 5-on-4 goal, and a 6-on-5 goal. 2 power play goals as well for Delaware, and 2 even strength markers. And the play at even strength proving to be the difference here for the Blue Hens tonight. They'll drop it at center, which will effectively end the game. And the players on the ice know it. That'll do it. Delaware come onto Long Island and get themselves a win. 4-3 over the Farmingdale State Rams with a hat-trick performance. An overall great game provided by number 12, Michael DePrisco. Some language I can't repeat. Flying on air right now, or I can't repeat it on air. It's flying out on the ice. So I wanted to also just point out the great performance from Michael Gibbons. He set up that goal at the end there. He had himself a game for Delaware and was very prominent throughout the evening. And a goaltender. Got to give a shout out to the goaltender for the Blue Hens. That, of course, being Andrew Gaddy, who I'm guessing was his father, was up in the broadcast booth section. As for Farmingdale, good performance from P.J. Tercey, their netminder. Thought he had himself a great game. Jake Paul, very aggressive on the forecheck, very noticeable throughout the night. Goals from DeAndrea. Luke Ferrazzi thought had himself a good game, and Ian Riberich. And with that, that'll conclude our coverage here tonight. 4-3 your final Delaware defeat, the Farmingdale State Rams. Thank you so much. You've been tuned in to LI Sports Network's coverage of the ACHA M3. Ryan Brannigan, Wally Mitchell, one more time wishing you all, till next time, a very good night.